Hi everyone, this is Doron, and today I'm going to show you an excellent solo cooperative game called Sylvion. Sylvion is set in the universe of another solo cooperative game called Urbian or Honorim. I think I saw it called that in a different location. In this game, there's a fire entity that sends its fire army to a forest to try and burn it all down. At the end of the game, if you do not have enough vitality points to ensure the forest is still alive, then you obviously lose the game. Now, I've set this as a game up for the introductory game. It's called a planting a seed. There's three ways of playing this game, which is neat by itself. You have the introductory, then you have advanced game, which is called the siege, and you have expansions. So like I said, I set it up as the introductory because that's the easiest way of explaining the core elements of this game. Around here we have the forest, where you start with 6 cards that are being basically burnt trees, while the other ones are basically like flourishing trees. And as you can see, green reflects good, red reflects bad. During the course of the game, we're gonna flip cards either this way or that way. Now at the end of the game, it's okay if you have some red cards up, as long as you have, like I said, the vitality points that can flip them up, you will win the game. Now in this game, every turn we will reveal 1 card from each stack. Once we reveal the last card of each stack, that will trigger the final round, where after the final round, the final assault will be triggered. Now in the middle here we have what's called the battlefield. In a way, this game reminded me of Plants vs. Zombies, which is another neat game by itself. Now you have a deck of cards here, where at the beginning you draw, I believe, 8 starting cards, where you can look at them. And so what will happen is, like I said, we're revealing a card from each of those stacks. Let's go ahead and do that. That's not what I wanted. I should have fabricated this game a little bit better. Wow. I want to show a certain result here. Something that will happen here. Let's take this for example. So that was the first revelation of those cards. Now there are 2 types of cards. The cards of those fire monsters, entities, and support cards. Now after revealing the cards, you will move the card. You get into the moving phase, where these cards begin marching towards the edge of the forest through the battlefield. When an entity card like that, for example, reaches the edge of the forest, it inflicts a damage equal to the number on the top left. So if this card reaches the end here and eventually goes over there, you will flip 2 green cards. This card here has a 0, so it doesn't do much damage, not yet. However, before moving the cards, we have to resolve whatever support cards tell us to do, if they do appear. Now there are several types of support cards, and each card has in the top right corner a letter, which helps you determine the order of resolving the support cards. So the letter C will go before the letter D, triggering this. So this card here, that's a support card. I'll bring it here and I'll show. What that means, that any cards that are yellow like this, that are entity cards there, we are gonna turn them into a more dangerous entity. As you can see here, card with a value 1 through 3, it will become stronger by 1. I'll show momentarily what that means. Cards that are 0 will become a strength of 4. That's why these little guys are very hard to deal with, very dangerous. So The way that we do that is, let me just refocus that. Taking these entity cards from here. Now this card is a 0, it's going to be replaced with a 4. And this card is a 2, is going to be replaced with a 3. Alright, now there will be in some cases where such yellow cards will be in the battlefield. You will change those cards there as well. So we resolve this support card, we move to a support card D, which this one tells us to move the cards one step forward, and that's even before the moving phase. So what will happen, these cards will move twice this round. So what happens is these cards moving towards one spot, and there are 4 spots until they reach the forest. Once they reach as the 5th step here, they will inflict damage. Now this is the phase of the bad guy, which is basically over. Now I have my own cards, a deck where I can do my own damage to the bad guys. Now there's different cards. For example, let's go this one. This card is a defense, it's called a fountain, and has a defense of 4. However, the number 3 here means in order for me to place this card in the battlefield, I will have to pay a cost of 3 cards from my hand and discard them. Now, a fire card of a value of less than 4, once it reaches this fountain, is going to get discarded. A fire card with a value of equal to 4, basically both of the cards will go away to their respective discard pile. Once a fountain card has been discarded off the battlefield, you immediately draw another card from the deck. Now, if this would have been, for example, a value of 2 and a fire value of 4 basically reaches a battle with this, then obviously the fountain loses, you pick up a card from the discard, and the fire walks into the place of the fountain. So, I have the ability to place this card anywhere I want in the field at the cost of 3 cards. Also, there are other types of cards here. For example, trees. Let's focus into those. They don't provide any benefit in terms of protection. They have a certain cost to place them. However, these are the vitality points. If these trees are in the field still at the end of the game, then you will flip red cards to their green side, equal to the amount of vitality points of the trees that are in the battlefield. Now, I may have not been clear. If at the end of the game even one card is red, you lost the game. All of the cards have to be green. Now, there's a card here, a smaller fountain power. It's just cute little art. Another card here that actually would cost you 0 to use is, once you play it, you can move a fire card, and I believe that would be I think a yellow faced or any card. I think it's any card. Move it anywhere on the grid of the battlefield up to 3 spots. That will be advantageous to you if you want to move it in front of a fountain card that will actually win the battle. And another type of a card is the owl, which with dispensing 1 card from your hand as well as this card lets you add 3 more cards into your hand. Now you do have a hand limit of I think it's 10, I do not recall exactly. So if you obviously end up with more cards that you're allowed to at the end of your turn, you have to discard some. However, there's more than enough cards to spend during 1 turn. I've ended up even with no cards at the end of my turn. That shouldn't be an issue. So let's refocus back onto the field here. Okay, and let's say I'm gonna discard 3 cards here in order to place a fountain card, and now I can place it anywhere I want, here, 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 etc. Let's place it right here. Now I can keep on going and play my actions as long as I have cards or until I decide to stop. Now I can utilize this card, and I'm gonna move a card. 1, 2, and let's see, what else do I have? I have 3 more cards left. Oh, actually I did forget one thing. I always forget that. After the bad person's turn is over, before starting playing, you always draw 3 cards into your hand. So that way, if you have no cards at the beginning, you will end up having some. Okay, let's see, what else do we have here? Let's just not think too much about it. I'm going to discard 3 cards to use the owl power and grab, oh, I'm sorry, that should have been 1 card only, and grab 3 cards from this deck. And let's see here, oh, this is another power card. This power here is dispensing, discarding 1 card. It would be the cost of it, and this would let you get rid of a card, of a bad card that was played this specific turn, if I recall correctly. So I can, let's say, I will dispense this card, play this one, and let's just refocus here again. I will choose to get rid of this bad guy. Alright, so I'm going to decide to stop my turn. Now it's the bad person's turn again. Flipping over the cards. Now these are nicer cards to demonstrate. Now the next thing for them to do is to move all of the cards towards the edge of the forest. However, any support cards need to be resolved, and once again, any cards, yellow cards only, will increase value by 1. So let's see, let's find a 3. This will replace this one, this replace that one, and this will replace this one. Okay, now moving all of these cards 1 step towards the forest. This guy now, when he moves here, its value is less than 4, then he is being discarded. He's basically lost in the battle. Alright, all movement has been resolved. I have my cards here. I pick up 3 cards and I go again. So I can discard 2 cards here and place a 3 right here. Alright, and then let's see what else. I'm going to play this card here, and I'm going to move this one up to here. Let's see, do I have another one? I'm going to play an owl. Oops. I'm going to play an owl. I'll pick up 3 more cards here. Okay. Let's see, up. Alright. And there's another card that came up that I can show you here. This is, I believe, the only card that can get into play while it's the bad players or the bad entities' turn. And this card I can play it right away at no cost to get rid of a card that was just revealed. I believe that's what it means. And I can play it also on my turn, getting rid of a card that was revealed that same turn. I believe I got this rule correctly. So this costs 0, and I'm gonna get rid of this card. Okay, let's say get rid of this one. Alright, and let's just do another short run. I'm not gonna play on any other cards here. Let's reveal once more the bad guy. Okay, here we have a 3 that will turn to 4, 0 that will turn to 4 if there are any support cards that show up. There's 2 that will turn into a 3, but indeed we have a support card. So I believe that you got the idea of this game. Now, this game comes with an advanced mode, like I said, which what's neat about it after playing the introductory game a couple of times, you have the opportunity to draft cards in a very neat mechanic of a way. So once you basically build your army, then you start playing. There are additional cards for the advanced game that are shuffled, both for the good player and for the bad entity. The advanced is also a very, very neat game. The only difference between the introductory and the advanced, in the advanced you start with all the cards as green. Okay. Also, with the expansions, there's some other cards, as well as a fire token. Now, I personally did not have a chance to play with that yet, so I can't explain much about that, but it's definitely worth into getting, and I am planning on doing that in the next couple of days. And that's really all about it in the game. Great art, great game in my opinion, especially as a solo. It is up there with another solo game that I like a lot called Friday. It might be even topping it up. So that's it. If you found this video informative, I appreciate if you like it. Subscription to the YouTube channel will be also appreciated. And remember that sharing is caring. Thank you for watching.